Beneath the Gilded Hate, Chapter 1. The Return. The first time Irina saw Theo again after all those years, she was standing by the grand window of her family's estate, looking out over the perfectly manicured lawn. Her reflection stared back at her from the glass, black hair cascading over her shoulders, sapphire eyes sharp with a hint of something she didn't understand. But it wasn't that which made her pause. It was him, Theo Carver, her old enemy. He stood by the iron gates between their estates, a tall, lean figure in black jeans and a leather jacket, the same one he wore when they were children. He was facing away from her, talking to someone. But even from this distance, Irina could feel the shift in the air, like a charge just before a storm. Her heart skipped a beat. Why now? It had been years. Irina's parents had kept their distance from the Carvers, and for a good reason. The Carver family hated the Galkins, and her parents had taught her to mirror that hatred. She'd heard the stories, the bitter legacy of betrayal from long before she was born, when Theo's great-grandmother, Isabella Carver, ran off with her great-grandfather, Vladislav Galkin, a man who had never been married, but whose wealth and influence had made him a target for both love and greed. When he left, with no legal ties, he left his fortune, and the Carvers and Galkins had been feuding ever since. Irina had always been told to stay away from the Carvers, especially Theo. Yet, as she watched him now, something about the way he stood, exuding an undeniable magnetism, made her heart race in a way she couldn't control. Theo's first sight of Irina after so many years was like stepping into a dream. She was standing there, framed by the grand window like some ethereal vision, a stark contrast to the fire and chaos he remembered from the past. He had been expelled from boarding school 2 years ago, his rebellious streak causing trouble yet again. Now, at 17, he was back in his childhood home, forced to return to a life he never truly wanted. Theo's return, like his previous exits, came with a heavy sense of duty. He knew his parents expected him to remain distant from the Galkins, but the moment his eyes landed on Irina, all the old rules went out the window. He remembered her from when they were little. She had been quiet, her gaze sharp and her demeanor more controlled than the other children. But now she was a woman, a vision in pale blue, her black hair falling in perfect waves around her delicate face. She was more than just beautiful. There was something dangerous about her, something that sent a sharp thrill through his chest. Irina hadn't noticed him at first, but Theo knew that was about to change.